So welcome to the to this. This is a plenary session. It's our second plenary session in Teachers Research Online 2021. Yesterday we heard from mentors who have been with their teachers over these months, in the pandemic. We heard some of the challenges of mentoring in general, but also challenges of doing so during the pandemic, maybe online, etc. And also benefits for mentors. As I said yesterday, we're very grateful to all the mentors for helping so much to bring teachers here and to help to organize this conference. Well, today it's the turn of teachers and in the plenary. Now, at most conferences or many conferences, you'll have a plenary with an expert coming from the outside to tell everybody how they should be thinking or how they should be teaching, or telling them some of the latest research. But at this conference, as we explained at the beginning yesterday, we try to put things on their head, putting teachers at center stage, and having a kind of idea that it's teachers who are experts. Teachers are experts about their own classrooms. Nobody else can tell you how to teach. Every classroom is different, and if teachers can understand better the situation in their classroom, and through teacher research, perhaps they can understand better. Teachers are generating knowledge themselves, and instead of having a rather top-down conference where experts tell teachers what they should be doing, which always seems to me not very learner-centered way of doing things. We want to bring more interaction into the conference. We've had the breakout room discussions. We also want to symbolize that way of teachers being the experts by having this plenary with teachers at the center. That means that I'm going to be quiet now. And we're just going to ask any of the teachers who are here, any teachers, not the mentors today, but any teachers, just to answer the questions that we will ask. And so mute
hello,
your microphone.
Shall I speak, sir?
Good evening, sir. Richard, sir.
Hello. Yes.
Yeah, this is Vishnu from.
Okay, welcome Vishnu, and welcome all the teachers. So just I'm going to just please mute your microphone while you are while other people are speaking. But then I'll ask a question, or Asla will start to ask questions, and we just like to hear from any teachers what your view is.
Hello.
I think the first.
Hello, shall I speak, sir?
No, not yet.
Good evening,
not
sir.
Yet. Hello. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
So we'll ask everybody a question, and then put up your hand. Put up your hand if you want to answer the question. You can put up your hand like this with a real hand, and we will notice that. Or you can use the hand that Padma is showing us now. But I haven't asked a question yet, so you can put down your hand for the moment. The question is, what have you learned? Let's have a positive question. We know that there have been many challenges, and you may like to talk about the difficulties or challenges of doing teacher research in the pandemic, but we don't have a long time, so we thought we would just be positive to ask you, as teachers, what have you learned from your experience of teacher research? And I'm going to hand over to Asla at this point to interact with you and to ask you to answer the question. Later we will ask you, what have you learned from presenting at this conference, if you have presented already, or how are you feeling about presenting at this conference, if you have, or interacting with others at this conference, if you haven't already, presented. But first, let's ask, what have you learned or gained from the experience of teacher research? I think that Harish had his hand up.
Yes. May I?
Please.
Am I audible, Richard?
Yes. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. I learned so many things. I became more insightful, and I am teaching to tribal community learners, and actually English is helpful for them. But now I can teach them as per their need of the learning, and so that this research give me opportunity to work with my learners in a very friendly manner, so that teaching became joyful, and I could now able to teach my learners as per their need, so that that insightful thing taught me a lot, and I could now able to design the activities as per my learners ability. So one more thing is that now I could able to now create a rapport, wonderful rapport with the parents and community, tribal community, so that now I make them aware to learn further. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Harish, for your reflection. Can we go back to Padmavatira? Wow, it's very long. If she's here.
Okay, madam. Good evening, madam.
Yeah, we're listening to you.
Nice to see you once again, madam, today.
Thank you. So what have you learned out of your experience? Could you please share that with us?
Sure, madam.
Go on, please.
Madam.
Well, because you have got double screens, there's a lot of echo. We will get back to you. No worries.
No, madam. I logged off from one device. Now I'm ready.
It's cool. So please share your reflection briefly with us.
Yes, madam. Actually, I have learned to find out solutions for my classroom problems, madam.
That's a very nice keyword.
Yeah, madam. Research has been done in general, madam. Specifically, I was able to find solutions for my learners, madam.
Thank you so very much. Now, let's listen to Yogita Patil.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening. Good evening, one and all. I'm Yogita Patil from EMAR group. Our mentor is Mrs. Manjusha Sagrolikar, ma'am. And this project EMR group, we learn a lot. This is very useful for us for our continuous professional development. We learn many. We learn that though we have many difficulties in there are many hurdles in our way, but we can overcome one day. We shall overcome, we shall overcome.
That's great, Yogita. Thank you so very much. Exactly. We will overcome one day. And Ella Makstakova in the chat shares beautiful reflection. She says that she felt she has become closer to her students thanks to research. Please keep an eye in the chat as well, and you may want to, write your reflection there. Let's listen to Sangeeta.
Good evening, everyone. I am Sangeeta from Nepal. After this research, I have learned that where there is a problem, there is a solution, right? We find problem within the class, and we have the solution of every problem. And even we can switch on our strategies, and we can deal with or we can tackle with any type of problem. That's all.
That's great, Sangeeta. Thanks for talking about your reflections. Satya, can we listen to you?
It is a great opportunity joining in this teachers research, and I thank to Richard sir and my mentor Revati ma'am. One thing I learned doing this research was it is a first research process of a project for me. I learned how to organize my thoughts. It was a challenge. I was a teacher who get a lot of ideas, and kind of everything is going around, but I was not able to organize my thoughts in order to plan my teaching, in order to evaluate my students, in order to understand my students' needs. But this experience made me to learn that. That is, I have learned to think systematically, identify the questions, identify the problems exactly, and find out the strategies properly and implement it well, and see how I am implementing it and recording my works. So it's definitely a very good improvement as a teacher. Thank you.
That's great. Congratulations on this. And Feruza Erkulova mentioned similar, aspect in the chat. I would like to direct your attention to chat. She says she's learned a lot, starting from choosing the action plan to the findings. So like the core of the, research plan, basically. Thank you. Swati, can we listen to you? Swati Bakshi.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, everyone over here. First of all, thank you so much for giving me a chance to speak here, ma'am. The most important thing that I learned while working on this research is, I'll agree with Mr. Satya again. Yes, definitely, to organize my thoughts, put it down in a more disciplined manner. But ma'am, I learned to learn from my learners. That was the most important thing I learned. I started exploring, they were enjoying my classes. So I had actually a very positive time during the entire pandemic. My classroom was very successful and I was focused on finding out what made them happy. Because now I know I'll have to go on doing this work. So that's what my research was also about. And I learned exactly what children can do, what all things we can learn from them, and how to extract the best out of them. So that's been my experience, ma'am.
That's great. You touched upon a very important aspect, learner involvement. Thank you, Swati. And Aisha Zambach, can we listen to you?
Hello, dear colleagues. This is such a great pleasure for me to meet you all. My name is Aisha Zambach from Turkey. Well, due to my current position in the District Directorate of National Education, I haven't been actively teaching, but I've been carrying out some projects, and especially my interest area is professional development. And at the same time, I'm a PhD student. But of course, I've learned amazing things thanks to my great mentors, Miss Mariana Serra and Sedan Tuyan. So what was it? The name of the mentoring, the enhancement mentoring. So as you know, as teachers, we are always underestimate our success. Even maybe our colleagues or managers may perceive our talking about our success as showing off. But it's very crucial for teachers to be aware of their own success and extend their understanding of success into another context. So during the whole process, with the help of my mentors, first, we created an awareness of our strengths, our strong points as teachers. And for example, now I'm a teacher trainer, but it doesn't matter, and extend our understanding of successful areas into another context, not just dealing with the problems to overcome. So I was impressed by the rationale behind the whole process. So I feel so lucky to be a part of this process. I would love to extend my thanks to my great mentors and to every single of you. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Aisha. Thank you for your inspirational words. In the chat, Raikindi Padmawati also mentions at first she thought she couldn't do research because it would make her balance her work and her research a little bit difficult. During the discussions, we also touched upon this issue. Now I would like to leave the floor to Vishnu and listen to his reflections.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. So this is Vishnu, teacher researcher under the mentorship of Dr. Neela Madhavi ma'am and Super Mentor Sampath Kumar sir from Telangana, India. So I'm very fortunate to be a part of this research under the mentorship of Neela Madhavi ma'am, because I could see a clear difference between before research and after research. So I could make my students feel confident and enthusiastic to improve themselves in spoken skills. So in future I will be able to continue this research and make my students good speakers in English language, because they are struggling with the non-English medium background. So I was able to find out the difference between these two aspects before research, how they were and how they are now. So this is clear difference between these two aspects. So thank you for making me part of this research program. So thank you, Mr. Richard sir, and my mentor, super mentor, and thank you everyone for listening to me.
Yeah, and thank you everyone for your active participation and the inspiration you flagged out today. And let's listen to Malika Mirvokhidova. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. My name is Malika Mirvokhidova. I am from Tashkent, Uzbekistan. I am the mentee of Netrus project, mentored by Eleonora Minglieva. Firstly, I would like to express my gratitude for everyone who is organizing this wonderful event, to my mentor and my other mentee colleagues for their support. What exactly this project changed in my perception, I would say that for the first time, I realized that teacher research can be done within teaching. Before that, prior to that, I was struggling to conduct my own research, not relating it to my own teaching context, but in another direction. And that's why I was having some obstacles whenever I was trying to make some publications or whenever I was trying to make some research. It wasn't that much successful. But for the first time, after being taught the way how it is done, exploratory action research, for the first time, I felt that it is something doable, it is something manageable, and you can see the results, and it really inspires and motivates you. So I'm very glad to learn this from all of you. Thank you so much.
That's great, Malika. Thank you so very much. Can we listen to Rahma Al-Habsi, please?
Yes, good evening, everyone. I am Rahma Al-Habsi from Sultanate of Oman. And actually, it's our pleasure to be part of this great experience. What I want to say that we are teachers, we are change makers. We are here actually to teach, to inspire, and there are always problems which may pop up to your classes. So never underestimate or never ignore any problem. There are always people who can support you, and there are also organizations which may support you. And this is actually a great example of a great bodies who can support us. Doing researchers or trying to solve problems in systematic way makes you more satisfied with the results. And actually what we feel, and I'm sure that all the teachers feel the same way as me. This is everything actually I want to say.
Yeah, Rahma, thank you so very much. You said something really touching my heart. Basically, I love the way you phrased it. Teachers as change makers. Yeah, so thank you. Now, can we listen to Rosemary Amparado, please?
Good evening to everyone. I'm Rosemary Amparado from the Philippines. I teach undergraduate students at Mindanao State University. I am under the mentorship of Dr. Santosh Mahapatra. I realized that it's actually fun conducting research, even under pressure. And I learned also from my teacher participants, their online teaching challenges, coping strategies, best practices, and insights are not actually far from my own. I found out that I'm not alone in coping with the challenges of online teaching.
Yeah, you are definitely not alone, Rosemary. All of us are with you. Yeah, and we'll do it. Thank you so very much. And then can we listen to Ritu Bhandari, please? From Philippines, let's go to
India.
India, yeah.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ritu Bhandari, and I've been teaching for the last 20 years. I've been teaching 16 to 17-year-old graders. Now, this action research was my first ever action research, thanks to Dr. Vanita Chopra and Miss Anna Gracia Stone. And what I learned from this is that at times we believe that we understand every child, irrespective of the fact that there might be more to what meets the eye. And this research questions that we proposed to them, their answers were really an eye-opener that the online teaching has actually been devoid of the warmth. We are always worrying about whether they've learned the concepts, the facts, but when it comes to the research questions, it's an eye-opener that it's the warmth that always has to be there, irrespective of whether we're teaching online or offline. That was a key learning behind this action research, that the warmth of the connection between a teacher and the student can never ever be replaced by anything at all. So that's what I would like to say at this point of time.
Thank you so very much for raising this, Ritu. Thanks a lot for sharing your reflections with us. From India, I want to take you to Far East, but I can't read the special characters. So you are on your iPhone, and probably, yeah, can you please take the floor and introduce yourself to us?
Me?
Yeah?
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Can you hear? Can you hear what I say?
Yes.
Okay. I'm very happy to attend this international conference. I'm from China. I like teaching English. I have taught English for 38 years, sir. So I like English very much. So I have learned a lot from this conference. So I want to say thank you all the staff for this conference. Especially I want to introduce some of my teaching. For example, today I had 2 successful classes. You know, I could encourage my students to learn more English in my class. And they were very active to speak English. You know, my students are very lovely. They are junior middle school students. Their age is from is a range 40 years old or 30 years old.
Yeah, and thank you so very much for sharing your reflections about being a participant in this conference. That was my second question. Like, what do you think you learned from this event? And as far as I've understand, you say that it will help you with your own teaching. Thank you. Now I would like to hand over to Anita from India, I guess. But we cannot hear you, Anita.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Nita? Yeah, okay, we can hear Nita. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all present in different time zones. This is the first time, sorry, I'll just introduce myself. I am Nita Venugaba. I am from Kerala, India. And I was mentored by Dr. Ravinarayan Chakraborty, sir. Actually, I've been working for the past 13 years. And this is the first time that I have done this action research. And it was part of the CELT course that we were doing at RIE Bangalore. So at the beginning of the research, we had no idea what we had to do. And then we did a lot of discussion. I did with my batchmate at RIE and all. We didn't know what we had to do, how we are going to do, whether we'll get good results and all that. But finally, at the end of our research, we find it was a very refreshing experiment. Because for the past 1 year, we didn't have any proper contacts with our students. And then, as you know, in Kerala, we have students studying in the English medium and also in the non-English medium classes. So I had selected a non-English medium class, and it was very exciting to find them, the improvement I found in them in their reading and all those things. And actually, English was like a game for them. I would give them activities and all, and they enjoy doing it. And if one day I didn't take class or handle any classes, they would ask me, teacher, do we have class today? Will we have class tomorrow? And all that. So in that sense, it was very interesting. It was very motivating for me as a teacher and also for my students. Till this time, I thought that I was perfect in my teaching, but it is now that I understood my learners. Just now that I'm trying to understand what they need to learn, or which areas they are weak and all that. So it was very nice. And just as we have a coin has got two sides, we have merits and limitations also, because in India, most of the parents are daily wages or laborers. So such parents found it difficult to provide proper education to their children. So those students had some difficulty in the online classes, but rest, all of them enjoyed all these activities. And then it helped me, now it has helped me to plan and design my activities before I go to my classes. I also love to go teach beyond the textbook and all. So it was very refreshing in the same sense. And I never expected my action research would take me to international levels also. Yesterday,
Thank you, Nita. Thank you so very much. Thanks for reminding us that there's always room for improvements and self-growth. Thanks a lot. And in the chat, I can see Dilafru Sarmsakova stated that ER helped her to address her students' needs and interest. And if she would like to talk about this a little bit more, she can always come to the stage. Okay, you just need to raise your hand. We would love to hear more about this. Kavita, can we listen to your reflection?
Yeah. A warm good evening to everyone. First of all, before I speak something, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Super Mentor and Mentor, and also Richard Sir, Asli Ma'am, and everyone here. So I do agree with all the co-teacher researchers. The same experiences even I had. I can say that a lamp can light other lamps unless it is lit. So being a teacher, we should be always a continuous learner and vibrant. We know that undoubtedly, classroom throws upon a lot of challenges. The more efforts we put, then we come out with the solutions. So definitely this exploratory action research being a first experience to me built my confidence as a teacher in my professional development. It made me to reflect and revisit my own practice in the classroom. So it's a worthwhile exercise to me. Thank you so much for giving me this wonderful opportunity. I would like to continue.
Thank you for sharing your ideas and reflections with us, Kavita. And from India, let's go to Nepal. Can we listen to Deepak Bhatt, please?
Hello and namaste, everyone. I'm from Nepal. I've been teaching since 2010. I've been teaching English to the students of secondary level, and I'm one of the mentees of the great mentor, Honorable Janak Singh Negi sir. At first, I want to extend my sincere gratitude to my dear mentor, Honorable Janak Singh Negi sir, for his tireless effort that he showed towards making me a good teacher, in course of making me a good teacher. And I want to show my sincere gratitude to Honorable Richard Smith and his team of IATEFL, SIG. Actually, exploratory action research taught me how to make our performance better in our classroom, and how to deal with the different problems that can be seen, that can be unprecedented or unanticipated problems. Sometimes we can see such things. That's why I am very happy, and I feel myself very great to have connected with you all. That's all. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. You focused on very important aspects like networking, building confidence of the teachers. Exactly. I couldn't agree with you more. And let's move on to our next teacher researcher, Vasuntara. Can we listen to you, please?
Yeah, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Feeling very happy to be here in this plenary session. And first of all, I would like to say that the very name, exploratory action research, is completely apt. Like it has given us a chance to explore ourselves as teachers and also to explore students. And it is multi-perspective, like teachers' perspective and students' perspective. It is beneficial. And the second thing I would like to share is it made us to be more insightful. And when I listen to the other co-presenters and when I listen to their work, their experiences, we got to learn a lot. So not only from the research, but also through all these sessions and interactions, we could learn a lot, and we could take all those things, all the takeaways to our classroom. So thanks to ELTA, thanks to Vinay sir for giving such a chance. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so very much, Vasuntara. Was this your first international conference?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned that, and it's very nice that you learned a lot from this event. We really do hope that people are affected by being together, this network, asking, answering questions, and the interaction. And it is my second question to all of you. You can type in the chat. We would be very happy. What do you think you learned from this event as a teacher researcher? And on this note, I would like to leave the floor to B. Anita. Can you please talk about your reflection, B. Anita? But we still cannot hear you. Then if now, try again. No, unfortunately, your sound is not audible for us. Maybe you can type in the chat, and if you can fix the issues with your mic, I'll get back to you. Now let's talk to Padma Akarapu.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I am Padma from India, and I would like to share my experience here. And before that, I would like to thank my mentors, Neha and Vinay sir and ELTA Telangana. And firstly, I would like to share my experience about research. Before involving myself in this exploratory research, a lot of inhibitions were there. Like I used to think it is a very difficult thing. It is meant for professors and university level lecturers. And involving myself, referring articles, publications and all, there is no time for teachers like us. So let us follow the things which have been prescribed to us by the textbook writers and all. That inhibition has been rectified with exploratory research, because with regard to classroom learning, I felt it is interesting because it is related to our classrooms. So identifying the difficulties of the students is the first objective which attracted me to be part of this program. So when it is about my students, then why not? So then, so the objectives are very interesting because finding the strategies and all. So this attracted me. Firstly, I would like to say that inhibitions have been rectified by my mentor and other mentors, I can say, because the people who are involved in this program. And later on, secondly, exploratory word itself, because I have involved in many things, like involved my colleagues, involved my students, and got perceptions from them, and ask them to observe my classroom teaching and all. That helped me a lot to find out minute things where I am going wrong. So then referring a few articles, publications, well, eye-open for me. Like we can implement different strategies to meet our students' perspective way. So it is very positive and interesting. We can say that even the students were engaged in this actively, positively, and overall the whole process was very, very refreshing for me and for my students too, because usually we used to teach students, but we used to think that some of them are uninterested. But now it is not that. If you engage students in a proper way, in a systematic way, and one more thing is here we feel like to bring out the positive results all the time. Maybe we may not achieve 100% positive results, but we feel like if I'm implementing so much, I'm referring so much, then I have to see positive result from my students, make them very engaged in the activities. So thinking that we go forward. So that definitely I say the students and from all the perspectives way, my colleagues way.
Thank you, Padma. Thank you. Thanks for sharing your ideas.
Learning very great experience.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Thank
and
you.
I can
me,
see.
am I audible, ma'am?
Yes,
Am I audible?
Anita, you're back. Great.
Anita, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Thank you. Let me share my experience, madam.
Go
Just
ahead.
a minute. I am Srimati B. Anita, a teacher researcher working under my mentor, Srimati Roja Rani Mahadireddy Garu. Madam, I am from Warangal, Telangana. Initially, it was very difficult for me to choose my research question, that is identification of a problem. Then after the identification, exploration and collection of data, things became easy for me. After analyzing the execution process, it was very interesting. The interactive mode in the classroom, it was really wonderful and was amazing. The execution process I liked very much because it was an interaction with the children. Though I used to use these techniques earlier, I did not record all these things, madam. So this action research helped me to helped me to record each and everything, make a record of each and everything, all the activities that I am doing in my classroom. And because I am recording each and every activity, my children are more attentive and they are participating actively in the classroom process. So with this, what I am doing is, now it is a boost to me. Now I have to think tomorrow, what should I do? The children will be eagerly waiting for me. I should do, and I am in a part of exploring myself now. What should I do? What is the next thing? What is the best thing I should do so that my children enjoy a lot? So the responses of these children is making us more responsible, madam. So it's responsible towards the teachers, because our listeners are more attentive, and they are very, we think children, they don't know anything, they know more than us. So it is, this action research made us more responsible, and I am trying many permutations and combinations to make my children happy.
Yeah, Anita, that's great. You troubleshoot the voice issue, and you are back. Thanks for sharing these ideas with us. We all agree with you. See how Swati says in the chat. She says, making my classroom a happy classroom. What you said is inspirational. Yeah, it helps us, make our classrooms happy classrooms, basically, in which learners and teachers work together. And it is always a good thing to find devices, you know, writing, keeping a diary, reflecting. It all helps our professional growth. Thank you, Anita, for sharing your ideas. And we haven't spoken to Smiley. I see that, the hand is raised. Hello.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Thank you. Can we hear about your reflections?
Yes, ma'am. First of all, I would like to thank everybody for giving me this opportunity. Being a first researcher, I'm actually very much satisfied by doing this project because this research.
Yeah, I think there's a connection issue. I don't know if you can hear her.
Little so confident how I'm going to handle the students or the learners who are not good in English. But now there's a lot of change that children, learners want to know that, ma'am, tomorrow what you're going to take, what new activity you're going to conduct. So this research helped us a lot to help learners to speak English in a good manner. And I've used different activities, and I became more organized, and my facilitation skill has improved. So I thank my mentors, that is Anna Garcia Stone and Dr. Vanita Chopra, who has helped us and who has given a good treatment for helping our learners. So thank you so much for giving me opportunity to put some words of mine. Thank you. That's all from my end.
Thanks for voicing your ideas and, you know, being a part of this research community. We are really lucky to have one another. And I have a final question for you. Since you are experienced, teacher research, what advice would you give to another teacher about how to do research? So you can type your answers in chat. And if you like, you can also raise your hand just to answer that one. So what advice would you give to another teacher about how to do teacher research?
Sure, ma'am. I'll type it.
Is there anybody who would like to take the floor? Please raise your hand. Rai Kindi, can we talk to you, please? Rai Kindi, yeah. You are muted. Please unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What advice would you give?
We are only documenting the research, madam. As it is, whatever we are doing in the classroom, the same is our research, madam. The only thing is we need to go very meticulously in a stipulated amount of time, documenting our actions stepwise in the classroom.
Thank you. So you will say be careful about documentation and keeping a record.
Yes, so that I can think over the further reaction.
Thank you. How about Vishnu?
Yeah. So I would like to suggest my teacher researchers that as a teacher, we should find out the problem of the students academically. Then we can analyze their problems for a solution by doing systematic research and make our students feel comfortable and convenient in their day-to-day learning. And we can make them good speakers or good learners by finding a right solution for their problems facing in the teaching learning process. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. You focused on the human element, which is necessary even more than ever. Rahma, how about your ideas? What advice would you give?
Yes, actually, I want to advise every teacher, whenever you face a problem in your class, go deeply into the problem and be closer to your student. Ask them. Actually, I learned that whenever I ask my students, when I discuss the problem with them, they are brilliant. They can give me a lot of suggestions. And yes, our students need to know that we are caring, that we care about them. We are caring about everything they do in class. So yes, go deeply with the problem, ask your students, be friendly and be patient, because not everyone can understand what you are doing. So what you do for your students is something valuable, is something great, and we are all grateful of what we have here. So it's very interesting, so that other teachers can do the same and participate with or share their experience with others.
Thank you so very much, Rahma. That was very nice. Harish, how about you? What advice would you give?
I would like to suggest that teachers must narrow down their issues by using Muse formula, which is very important, and they should work on very small part of our issue so that will be very effective in exploratory action research. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Dildora?
Yes, thank you. So I would suggest to join our team, for example, first of all, and to learn what's going on, to understand the meaning of this project, then study with us, learn about it, gain more information, because at the beginning, we don't know what's happening yet, what will we do in this process, but step by step, it will be really very interesting. Without hesitation, I suggest to join our team and continue the journey with us.
Yeah, that's a smart idea as well. Joining a team, your team,
Yeah.
or maybe building the team.
Yeah.
If there's no team, around, why not? All right, Richard has joined us. I can see that he arrived. We've got lost 1 minute. And if we can't give you the floor, please write your ideas in the chat. Unfortunately, we have limited time. Richard?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone. I have been listening, and it's been really great. Last advice that you could give to teachers, it shows me that once you've done teacher research and you have these insights into teacher research, maybe you could think about becoming a mentor yourself as a teacher. This is what happens, and spreading your experience to other teachers and continuing to be part of this community. Anyway, we are a great international community of teachers and teacher educators interested in teacher research. I think that we have these Facebook groups called Teachers Research. We have the IATEFL Research SIG Facebook group, and the Mentoring Teacher Research Facebook group. We also have things coming up for you as teachers, which are the EVO, Electronic Village Online. And if you've done teacher research before, it doesn't matter. You can do it again online in this international way with other teachers around the world. And we'll be giving information about these right at the end today again, but also in the Facebook group. So it's been great to hear what your experience is, and we really have seen why it's a good thing to put teachers at the center stage, as we have done in this conference, because you know so much, and we can learn so much from each other. So I won't speak anymore. So thanks, Asla, for doing this with me. Well, Asla did all the work, actually. Thank you, Asla. Thank you, all of you, for sharing your insights. And in about 10 minutes, we're going to start the next session. 2 more sessions to go, but we'll be back in the room like this and right at the end just to reflect. Thank you, everyone. Please share. I'll leave this room open 2 or 3 minutes just for you to share in the chat if you like, but we'll say goodbye now until the next sessions. Bye-bye.